everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. Well, it's that time of the year again. We just got our first snow of the season. And while it's not nearly as gnarly as what some of you guys up in the northern states are dealing with, I am totally fine with that. Y'all can keep it. We were supposed to get like 2 to 4 inches in my area of North Carolina, which is pretty average. Sometimes we get bigger ones, but, typical. But we ended up getting more of a wintry mix, so things got a little icy and packed down, so it's a little slippery, so I'm going to try to be careful. But anyway, all that aside, this is one of my favorite times of the year because I can bring back a long-time video favorite of the folks that have supported this channel all these years, and that's cold starts. So in this video, I've actually got 2 cold starts for you guys. The first is going to be my 1948 Ford Super Deluxe. It has the original Flathead V8. The second is one of my newer acquisitions that I'll talk a little bit more about later. It's a 1995 Ford F350 Crew Cab Dually with the 7.3 Powerstroke Turbodiesel V8 and just a hair over 100,000 miles. Super mint truck. But this is going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, let's go ahead and kick things off with the 48. All right, I've got the 48 keys here. Now let's go ahead and hop on inside. This thing is super cool. It's actually really original for the most part. Some things have been redone and updated, like weather stripping, the car's been rewired, the motor and transmission have been gone through, but it's still all the original stuff. Basically, just enough has been done to this thing to make it a reliable driver around town, and I do drive this thing very often. It's a lot of fun. 3-speed manual on the column, can't get much more simple than that. It's pretty much exactly as Ford intended it in 1948. There's your parking brake lever down there, hood release there, there's push button ignition from the factory, lights, manual throttle control, obviously the horn ring, we've got our choke on the other side of the column. Go ahead and show you guys that real quick. Okay, on the right side, that first one right there, if my camera would focus, that's the choke, that's the cigarette lighter, and right beneath that is the heater controls. That silver box right there is the heater. Radio, clock, 2 ashtrays up in the dash. That knob right there is for the vacuum assisted windshield wipers. Let's see if I can get the horn to come on. Needs a little bit of work, but still cool nonetheless. So let's get this baby fired up. Starting this car up really isn't too hard. You got to do a few things. I need to have 2 hands free, and you got to pull some levers and stuff. So it takes a little bit of practice to get it down, but it's pretty straightforward. So let me walk you through the process. You got to take the key, put it in the ignition, go ahead and pull out the choke lever, turn the ignition on. We'll make sure it's in neutral. Foot on the clutch, and then press the starter button while holding the choke lever. This thing starts up good every single time. So at this point, it's still running pretty rich. I got my hand on the choke lever. Gonna start just pushing it in slowly. Here it's bringing the idle down. Starting to smooth out. Alright, I've got the choke all the way back in now. Now we're going to use the manual throttle lever to bring the idle speed up so it'll warm up quicker. Not too much, just a little bit. That's just a little too much, so bring it back down a little bit. That'll work right there. Until it doesn't. Let's try that again. Let's bring that idle back up. That'll work right there. Sweet. Once this thing gets up to operating temperature, I'll get you some rev clips, and I'll also do the same with the dually because this thing's straight piped. It sounds amazing. We're actually starting to get another little flurry. That's a nice surprise. Let's go ahead and idle this thing down now. I'll pop the hood, show you guys the engine. And there you have it, the good old Flathead V8. Like I said, this thing is very original. It still has the oil bath air cleaner sitting on top of the carburetor. It still has a 6-volt electrical system with a generator. Original radiator. It even has an original vacuum-assisted Trico windshield washer fluid dispenser system. Really, really neat. This canister on top of the driver's side cylinder head is actually a remote oil filter. It's such a neat car. So let's go ahead and get some sound clips then. All right then, let's go ahead and shut her down. We'll go fire up the dually next. This is actually the first time I've had this truck on camera. I posted some about it on my social media platforms, but yeah, this is the first camera appearance. I do have some other like full feature videos planned. I just haven't had time to make them yet. But like I said, this is a 95 Ford F350 crew cab dually. It has the 7.3 Powerstroke V8. It just ticked over 100,000 miles last week, so it's in, just absolute tip-top shape. You guys will see it more in the other videos, but I mean, it's amazingly clean. Long story short, this used to belong to my in-laws. I had a 2015 GMC Sierra 3500, and I was contemplating on selling it to pay off some student loans and just buy something cheaper. They were interested in selling this, so win-win. I'm very, very happy with my decision because at the end of the day, I am old school at heart, and this fits the bill 100%, from the old school, like, the cab visor to the running boards and whatnot, to all of the wood inside. I wish I knew what company actually built this truck. That would be really cool to find, like a pamphlet or something. But as you long-term subscribers know, I'm a red fan, so this thing is red on red on red on red. Custom leather upholstery and everything to go along with the wood. It's just a very, very neat truck. And yes, you guys did hear me correctly. This thing is straight piped, so it sounds absolutely amazing. I always wanted to do that to my Sierra, but I never wanted to pay the money for it, so this works out even better. I will say one thing about these old Powerstrokes is that they can be a little difficult to start when it's cold. I probably am going to fight because I forgot to plug in the engine block heater last night, so we'll cycle the glow plugs a couple times and just see if we can get lucky. And okay, one more. Once the light goes out, we'll give her a whirl. Come on, let's try it again. Okay, I'm going to give it part throttle this time. Maybe third time's a charm. Come on. Come on. Pick yourself up. There we go. Love this thing. Now let's go ahead and pop the hood. This thing needs a good detailing, but it's still incredibly clean for its age. You're not going to hear me over this engine, so I'll just show it to you right quick. Alright, let's see how she sounds. Well, I guess that's a wrap. Let's go ahead and shut her down. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to leave a like down below because it really helps the videos a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so because, of course, there's always a lot more content where that came from. I really appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.